Storm Force.
Revolution.
The Vedic universe from Srimad Bhagavatam, the avatars of Vishnu. The Sanskrit word avatar means one who descends or crosses down. Periodically the Supreme Personality of Godhead comes from the transcendental realm into the material realm for the benefit of the conditioned jiva souls here. There are 6 kinds of avatars: Purusha, Leela, Guna, Manvantara, Yuga and Shakti Avasha. 1. Purusha avatars. For material creation, Lord Krishna's plenary expansion assumes 3 Vishnus. The first, Mahavishnu, creates the total material energy, known as Mahat Tattva. The second, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, enters into all the universes to create diversities in each. The third, Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, is diffused as the all-pervading supersoul in all the universes and is known as Paramatma. He is present even within the atoms. Mahavishnu lies on the causal ocean which appears in one corner of the spiritual world. He manifests the Mahat Tattva or sum total of material energy, and exhales all of the seed-like universes through the pores of his skin. The universes expand as the different material elements form coverings around them. Mahavishnu impregnates the living entities by his glance into material nature and it begins to manifest its various energies. Mahavishnu expands as Garbhodakashayi Vishnu who enters into each universe and thus activates each universe by his presence. He lies down on Anantashesh who lies on the Garbha ocean, which is the perspiration from the Lord's body and half fills the universe. From his navel comes a lotus bud which is the total form of the living entity's fruitive activity. On top of the lotus Brahma, the first living being appears. Brahma underwent penance for 1000 celestial years and Lord Vishnu reveals to him how to create the universe. To maintain the universe, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu expands as Kshirodakashayi Vishnu, who is the all-pervading supersoul, or Paramatma. By his entering into the hearts of all living beings and into every atom, he maintains the whole universe. His abode is Svetadvip, an island in the ocean of Nil. 2. Leela avatars. During Brahma's one day there are 25 Leela avatars or pastime incarnations, also known as Kalpa avatars because they appear in every Kalpa. The 4 Kumaras, sons of Lord Brahma who appeared in the beginning of creation and are specifically empowered to distribute transcendental knowledge. Narada Muni, also a son of Lord Brahma, is empowered with the Lord's Bhakti Shakti and therefore also a Shakti-Avesh avatar. Virahadev, the boar incarnation, appeared to lift the earthly plane submerged in the water of devastation, and in different millenniums killed the demon Hiranyaksha. Matsya, the fish incarnation, appeared to show special mercy to Satyavrata Muni. After the period of Chakshusha Manu there was a partial inundation, keeping him safe on a boat. Yagya, the son of Prajapati Ruchi and Akuti. During the period of Svayambhuva Manu there was no qualified Indra, so the Lord appeared as Yagya and took that position. Narayan, the twin sons of King Dharma and Murti, partial expansions of Krishna and Arjuna, exhibited the Lord's renunciation. Kapiladev, the son of Kardama Muni and Devahuti, explained the original Sankhya philosophy, exhibiting the Lord's transcendental knowledge. Dattatreya, the son of Atri Muni and Anasuya, is a combined incarnation of Lord Vishnu, Brahma and Shiva. He spoke on the subject of transcendence. Hayagriva, at the end of the millennium, ignorance personified took the form of a demon, stole the Vedas and took them to the planet Rasatala. At that time the Lord, at the request of Brahma, retrieved them after assuming the form of a horse. Hamza, the swan incarnation. Due to bewilderment, Brahma could not answer questions put forward by his sons. The Lord appeared as a swan and answered them. Krishnagarbha, the incarnation who appeared before Dhruva, created the planet known as Dhruvaloka for the habitation of Dhruva Maharaj. Rishabha, the son of King Nabhi and Merodevi, had 100 sons and instructed them to follow the path of perfection by tapasya, asceticism. His eldest was Bharat Maharaja, of which the earth was named after as Bharat Varsha. Prithu, the incarnation of the Lord's ruling force. Due to the demonic nature of King Vena, the sages killed him by a curse. They prayed for the Lord to appear and churned the 2 arms of the dead body and the Lord appeared as Prithu. Nrsimhadev, the half-man half-lion incarnation, appeared to protect Prahlad by killing his demoniac father Hiranyakashipu. Shri Nrsimha manifests various bhavas, mostly wrathful but also peaceful ones. Kurma, the tortoise incarnation, appeared to become the resting place of the Mandara hill, used as a churning rod by the demons and demigods to produce nectar. Dhanvantari, the father of Ayurveda, appeared from churning of the ocean of milk with the pot of nectar. Mohini, the lord's form of a beautiful woman, tricked the demons by asking the demons for the nectar and distributed it to the demigods. Vamanadev, the dwarf incarnation, visited the fire sacrifice of Bali Maharaj. He begged 3 steps of land, and with those steps he took the whole universe. Parashurama annihilated the Kshatriyas 21 times because of their rebellion against the Brahmanas. Lord Ramachandra came to perform pleasing work for the demigods, protect his devotees and kill Ravana and his followers. Vyasadeva divided the one Veda into several branches and sub-branches, seeing that the people in general were becoming less intelligent. Lord Balarama, the first plenary expansion of the Lord, acts as Lord Krishna's older brother in their pastimes in Vrindavan. Lord Krishna, the original form of the Lord. Both Balarama and Krishna appeared in the Yadu dynasty and removed the burden of the world. Buddha, the son of Anjana, appeared in the province of Gaya in the beginning of Kali Yuga to delude those who were inimical to the faithful. He also appeared to stop animal slaughter in the name of Vedic sacrifices by preaching non-violence. Korki will appear in the village Sambhila at the end of Kali Yuga. He will mount a horse, Devadatta, and taking his sword will kill and liberate millions of degraded barbarian humans and commence Satya Yuga. 3. Guna avatars. Incarnations of the qualitative modes of nature. They are Brahma, Rajoguna, Vishnu, Sattvaguna, and Shiva, Tamoguna. Brahma is one of the living entities, but due to his devotional service he is very powerful. This primal living entity, master of the mode of material passion, is directly empowered by Gadhadakashayi Vishnu to create innumerable living entities. If in some kalpa there is no suitable living entity capable of acting in Brahma's capacity, Vishnu himself manifests as Brahma and acts accordingly. Similarly, by expanding himself as Lord Shiva, the Supreme Lord is engaged when there is a need to annihilate the universe. Lord Shiva, in association with Maya, has many forms, which are generally numbered at 11. Lord Shiva is not one of the living entities, he is a transformation of Krishna himself but has a connection with material nature, and is a combination of 3 kinds of transformed consciousness known as Vaikarika, Tejasa and Tamasa. The Vishnu incarnation, although master of the modes of goodness within each universe, is in no way in touch with the influence of material nature. Although Vishnu is equal to Krishna, Krishna is the original source. Vishnu is a part, but Krishna is the whole, like an original candle which lights a second candle, although both candles are of equal power. Brahma and Shiva are obedient servants of the Supreme Lord Vishnu. 4. Manvantara avatars. There are 14 Manvantara avatars who appear during the 14 ruling periods of Manus, Manvantaras, in one day of Brahma, Kalpa. They are unlimited in number. Each Manvantara is presided over by different Indra, and an avatar of Vishnu appears in each Manvantara also.
1 Swayambhu, 2 Swarachasa, 3 Uttama, 4 Tapasa, 5 Vayavata, 6 Chakshasha, 7 Vavasvata, the current Manu, 8 Savani, 9 Daksha Savani, 10 Brahma Savani, 11 Dharma Savani, 12 Rudra Savani, 13 Deva Savani, and 14 Indra Savani. In each Manvantara an avatar of Vishnu appears and are named as Yajna, Vidhu, Satyasena, Peri, Vaikuntha, Ajita, Vamana, Sarvabhauma, Rishabha, Vishvakshina, Dhanasetu, Sudama, Yogeshwara and Brihadbanu.
5. Yuga avatars. The 4 Yuga avatars are 1. Shukla, white, in Satya Yuga, 2. Rakta, red, in Treta Yuga, 3. Sham, dark blue, in Dvapara Yuga, and 4. Generally Krishna, black, but in special cases Pita, yellow, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Kali Yuga. Avatars in this Chatta Yuga all 4 ages. Kapila, the son of Devahuti and teacher of Sankhya, Vamana, the dwarf Brahmana incarnation, Krishna the original supreme personality of Godhead, and Chaitanya who is Krishna appearing as his own devotee to teach Sankirtan or the chanting of the holy names. 6. Shakti Avesha avatars. There is no limit to the Shakti Avesha avatars. They are of 2 kinds, direct and indirect. When the Lord himself comes, he is called Sakshat, or a direct Shakti Avash avatar, and when he empowers some living entity to represent him, that living entity is called an indirect or Avasha incarnation. Examples of direct or Sakshat avatars are the Shesha incarnation and the Ananta incarnation. In Ananta the power for sustaining all planets is invested, and in the Shesha incarnation the power for serving the Supreme Lord is invested. Examples of indirect avatars are the four Kumaras, Narada, Prithu, Parashurama and Buddha. These are actually living entities, but there is specific power given to them by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When a specific opulence of the Supreme Lord is invested in specific entities, they are called Avasha avatars. The four Kumaras specifically represent the Supreme Lord's opulence of knowledge. Narada represents the devotional service of the Supreme Lord. In Brahma the opulence of creative power is invested, and in King Prithu the power for maintaining the living entities is invested. Similarly, in Parashurama the power for killing evil elements is invested. Das avatars. Das avatar denotes not a category of avatars like Yuga, Leela, Manvantara or other avatars, but the most famous list of 10 avatars. They are practically all Leela avatars. These are Matsya, fish, Kurma, tortoise, Varaha, boar, Narasimha, half man half lion, Vamana, Parashurama, Ramachandra, Balarama, Buddha and Korki. These 10 are celebrated by devotee poet Jayadev Goswami in his famous Dasavata Stoutra. O Keshava, O Lord of the universe, O Lord Hari, who have assumed the form of a fish, all glories to you. You easily acted as a boat in the form of a giant fish just to give protection to the Vedas, which had become immersed in the turbulent sea of devastation. O you who have assumed the form of a tortoise, all glories to you. In this incarnation as a divine tortoise, the great Mandara mountain rests upon your gigantic back as a pivot for churning the ocean of milk. From holding up the huge mountain, a large scar-like depression is put in your back, which has become most glorious. O you who have assumed the form of a boar, all glories to you. The earth, which had become immersed in the Garbhodaka ocean at the bottom of the universe, sits fixed upon the tip of your tusk like a spot upon the moon. O you who have assumed the form of half man, half lion, all glories to you. Just as one can easily crush a wasp between one's fingernails, so in the same way the body of the wasp-like demon Hiranyakashipu has been ripped apart by the wonderful pointed nails on your beautiful lotus hands. O you who have assumed the form of a dwarf Brahmana, all glories to you. O wonderful dwarf, by your massive steps you deceived King Bali, and by the Ganges water that has emanated from the nails of your lotus feet, you deliver all living beings within this world. O you who have assumed the form of Brigupati, Parashurama, all glories to you. At Kurukshetra you bathe the earth in the rivers of blood from the bodies of the demoniac Kshatriyas that you have slain. The sins of the world are washed away by you, and because of you people are relieved from the blazing fire of material existence. O you who have assumed the form of Ramachandra, all glories to you. In the battle of Lanka you destroy the 10-headed demon Ravana and distribute his heads as a delightful offering to the presiding deities of the 10 directions, headed by Indra. This action was long desired by all of them, who were much harassed by this monster. O you who have assumed the form of Balarama, the wielder of the plough, all glories to you. On your brilliant white body you wear garments the color of a fresh blue rain cloud. These garments are colored like the beautiful dark hue of the river Yamuna, who feels great fear due to the striking of your plowshare. O you who have assumed the form of Buddha, all glories to you. O Buddha of compassionate heart, you decry the slaughtering of poor animals performed according to the rules of Vedic sacrifice. O you who have assumed the form of Kalki, all glories to you. You appear like a comet and carry a terrifying sword for bringing about the annihilation of the wicked barbarian men at the end of the Kali Yuga. O you who have assumed these 10 different forms of incarnation, all glories to you. O readers, please hear this hymn of the poet Jayadev, which is most excellent, an awarder of happiness, a bestower of auspiciousness, and is the best thing in this dark world. Avatari, Krishna is the source of all avatars.
Ite Chamsha Kalapamsa, Kishas tu Bhagavan Swayam, Indra Revayakulam Lokam, Mridayanti Yuga Yuga.
All of the above mentioned incarnations are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions of the Lord, but Lord Sri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. All of them appear on planets whenever there is a disturbance created by the atheists. The Lord incarnates to protect the thirsts. Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.28. Sri Krishna, Balaram, Chatuvyuha, Vasudeva, Sankasham, Pradyumna Anani 24 forms of Narayan who preside over the Vaikuntha planets. Second Chatuvyuha, Karanadakshayi Vishnu, Garbhadakshayi Vishnu, Shiradakshayi Vishnu. All avatars emanate from Shiradakshayi Vishnu. He also expands as the super soul in the hearts of all living beings and even within the atoms.